Get down.
Let me clear my throat. Yeah. Oh, that's better. That's better. Somebody pass around the offering. Since I'm always preaching on tracks, you feel me? I'm not gonna get paid for it. Sermon of the day. You right where you supposed to be, baby. Informant, that information for me. Important, you get a portion of fortune pouring. Confession, fortunately, blessings on now they snoring. You mellow, so focus on scoring. Got your underperforming. I never expect something, never assume nothing. Judging me for my past, but that's why I'm triumphant. I don't demand, I know where I stand like engineer hands. Watch how my life pans. That game plan, show out like a jotter, pop out like a cutter. Telling the kick rock, skipping the court, squares like hopscotch. This gonna be my mood to my beat drop. Putting my boogie shoes in my diddy boots, ain't no stop. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Congratulations on the celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of a validation. No congratulations on the celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of a validation. Yeah. If having hope is dangerous, call me evil. Canida, bleeding on the wrong side, living with peasant needles. So lethal, make Shane Black wanna write a sequel. Cause I snuggle my dreams till it's seen as illegal. And I still probably because
how's everybody doing?
my goals calling me. How could I never pick up? Anything we make up or just break up with a snake. Hit the rake up, be a selfish. I'ma take up if I don't shake me to wake up. Let my depression catapult me to succession. Shine a light on my imperfections like a projection. Every struggle a lesson.
An amazing week. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday, Bravo Nation family. How are you guys doing? I hope you are all doing well. I hope you have had a great start to the holiday season. Thanksgiving has come in and it is now gone. And we are what? In the month of December. Yes. Give it up for December. I don't like the cold at all, but I am glad December is here because that means we have made it through the entire 2025. Today is what, the 4th. We got what, I don't know how many more days we got. What, 27, 29, 30, 31. Yep, 27 more days until the new year is here. So first, I want to thank you all for hanging with us these last 11 months. Sorry, my lighting is just so weird today. I don't know, but we're going to let it do what it does. And I appreciate all of you for hanging in there with us. It has been an amazing ride. And of course, we never know what's going to happen on Thursday nights, but we are just so glad that you are here and you continue to tune in. We come to serve you. Hope that we have added some gems and jewels to your life, giving you some tools and just some great conversation just to carry with you. So on tonight, we have an interesting conversation topic about to happen. And I am looking forward to getting into it with the crew and with you. So again, welcome in everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday night. I am your Thursday night host, the Lady Dawn B, your favorite girl. And we are on the greatest network ever in the land of YouTube, which is the Bravo with Sheila Network. And we pay homage to the curator of this space, my Auntie Bravo. You also know her as Pastor Sheila Ingram. And we appreciate her yielding her captain's chair to us every Thursday night so we can come spend some time with all of you. As always, we appreciate your presence, but we do have a rule here. Our number one and pretty much only rule is respect. We are not here to convict nor convince each other. We are here to listen, not to respond, but to listen to understand. And of course, you know, it always gets spicy on Thursday nights. So anything is bound to happen. And that's cool. That's what it's for. We come here to do that and then some. So with that being said, we just ask that you would just continue to be respectful as you are engaging, whether you are on the panel or whether you're in the comment section. And it is very important because we do take the integrity of the station and the safety of everyone very seriously. So we just ask you to engage respectfully. If disrespect is found in the comments or in the panel, we do have security in the building. All right. She doubles as our moderator, and she is heavy, just like she's heavy on that welcome in finger. She is heavy on that exit finger. That's right. She is none other than the Ine Kenya in the house tonight. Love you, girl. Thank you so much for everything that you do. She says, hey, Bravo Network. Hey, Bravo with Sheila. Hey, Dawn B. Hey, beautiful. Again, she is our security. So don't, she's cute, but trust me, she quick with that finger. All right. So, but thankfully we haven't had to, exit anyone out gracefully, and we hope to continue to keep having great conversation here. So in addition, I like to kind of get the church announcements out of the way in the beginning so that we don't have to stop our conversation for it. So with that being said, we do want to invite you to please hit that thumbs up button on your way in, just like that, just real soft. We don't want you to break it because we want you to hit it again next Thursday and every time you come to the station. Also, make sure that you subscribe to the network because we have great conversations that go on Monday nights. I am the Robin to her Batman on Monday nights. The amazing, my sis, Dr. E, is in the house. Hey, beautiful. She says, good evening, Lady Dawn. Good evening, Dr. E. That's my birthday twin, and we are still celebrating. We're in our season of celebration. But y'all tune in on Monday nights because Monday nights is Monday Night Beyond the Mic, hosted by Dr. E. I ride shotgun, and we have amazing conversation over there. Mondays seems to be turning into Thursday nights. Y'all know on Thursdays, anything's bound to happen. Well, Monday nights is heavy and loaded. So log up, make sure that you subscribe to the network so that you can tune in then as well. Additionally, we invite you to go across the street to the Sheila Ingram Ministries Network. And over there, you can get some spiritual enlightenment, encouragement, a word, a prayer, a song. You get all the good things. See, right? She's agreeing with me. Mondays are like becoming Thursday night warm-up. So if you want a warm-up for Thursday night, come on Monday night, because it seems to be what's setting the tone for Thursdays. It's where you stretch your muscles out, and then on Thursdays we go wild, just completely from the gate. I love it. But we do invite you again. Please subscribe to the network. I promise you, if you enjoy 2025, 2026 is going to be even better. And if for any reason, I can't see why you wouldn't, but I'm just going to say, if you didn't enjoy 2025, like the channel anyway, because in 2026, we're going to make sure that you not just like us, but you love us in 2026. So either way, you can't lose. It's a win-win for all of us. All right. So on tonight, we had, like I said, an interesting conversation. I think that's all of our house rules, our church announcements, right? On Fridays, right? We'll go across the street to the Sheila Ingram Ministry Network. I'm going with no notes tonight, y'all, so we winging it. For spiritual covering, enlightenment, and all that good stuff. All right, you have the Women of Grace over there. You have my mom, Pastor Rosa. We all know her and love her. She comes on Tuesdays at 10 a.m., I believe. We have Pastor Sheila. She's always in and out, sharing the word, sharing songs, sharing prayer, sharing meditation. She's all over there. She's just spreading God all over the place over there. So go over there and get some good stuff. And also you can join me over there on Fridays for some spirituality. And I switch my hat and you get to see me as Elder Dawn B and sharing 30 minutes of encouragement through word, through song, and through prayer, typically at 12:30-ish to 1:20-ish. So come on over, get a quick word that'll last you through the day, through the weekend, and just push you. So anyway, y'all, I do believe that covers everything. So with that being said, tonight's topic, we are going to talk about outgrowing friendships. Dun, dun, dun. I thought this was a good conversation to wrap up the year. I'm not big on doing resolutions and all those other things, but one thing I do realize is that as we go through life, as I often say, at this big old age, there's some people and some things, just like we outgrow certain shoes and coats and spaces, there are truly some friendships that we do outgrow. And we have to know that it's okay. It's actually normal. And the key is for us to navigate the exiting of those friendships in a healthy way, right? So we want to talk about that a little bit tonight. And for those of you who are in the silent section, you are welcome to come on down to the chat. Say hello. Let us see you, acknowledge you. I promise you, I told you we have security, so you are in a safe space. So come on down and join us. Please be a part of the conversation. We want to hear from you. We don't want you to just hear us talking all night long, but we want to hear your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. We come here to engage and to share and to learn from one another. So with that being said, I don't want to do all the talking, so I'm going to bring up part of the crew on tonight. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. He's the reason why we have a disclaimer, so let me put it out there even now. The thoughts, feelings, and opinions of this young man who's about to come up to the platform are not necessarily those expressed and agreed to by the Bravo and Sheila Network, but we love him. We appreciate him being here. And he's always going to drop some Dr. Seuss philosophy on us. He had us skipping down the yellow brick road at one point. He had us doing green eggs and ham at one point. I don't know what we're going to get tonight, but I promise you it will be good. So welcome in. Sir Eric is in the building. Hey, E, how are you?
All right, how are you?
Good. Looking like Black Santa Claus tonight. What's going on?
I'm chilling.
All right. It's good to see you. Glad to have you. That's right, Dr. E. Seasons, reasons, and lifetimes. There you go. 3 categories. Absolutely. Who else we got chit-chatting in there? We got Maple Spit. Hey, now. Blessings to you. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope... Listen, make sure you add your commentary into the chat, all right? Because we want to hear from you. And I'm so excited because this young man, we ain't seen him in a minute, but he has been busy becoming certified. He's not certified in both, but he is certified, y'all. And we are so proud of him. Not only is he the man who has a million jobs, but he is just an amazing soul. And I'm so proud to call him my bro. You know him. He's an author. He's a poet. He is a short storyteller. He will have you reading something and give you some questions that will change your whole life. You know, in a whole trajectory. You be going left, and the next thing you know, he'll get you right. You know, he will put you on the path to healing, and then, you know, just all the things, just all of them, just all of that. But he is Mr. Certifiable. Courageous Vulnerability, also known as AJW. Justin Wilson is in the building. Hey, you, what's happening?
Hey, Daddy. Hey, sis, how you doing? It's good to see y'all. Thank you. Have a good. My daughter just came to see me real quick. I'm sorry. Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm I'm always on the move. I'm trying to get stationary, but I'm glad to be able to make it back into the sanctuary one more time.
Hiya. Hey, I saw some glory come in the building when you signed them. Don't stop. We just good to see you, Bishop, Pastor, Apostle, Mr. Certifiable. Certified. That's right. He's a certified life coach, y'all. He has been missing in action because he has been on an assignment. He is official tissue certifiable life coach. So we are proud of him. We salute him. Y'all think we ain't just ordinary people? John Legend ain't know what he was talking about. So, okay, he wrote that for us. We're not ordinary people. I know he said we're just, but we're not. We got some things going on behind these little circles and holes here, all right? So we are so proud of you, Justin, and we are glad that you are here with us. And I get it. You know, we're all multitasking. I get it. I actually had to go in my office today. I was like, I'm out of here at 5:02, y'all. Nobody playing. So let's see who else is in the chat before we get into this conversation. We got Ross, born 1968, in the building. Good evening. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. We appreciate your presence here tonight.
That's
All
me.
right. Huh?
That's me.
Oh, what you doing there? What's your other name? Now you trying to be incognito?
I don't know what's going on. I don't
Oh.
having issues with YouTube for the last month or so.
Okay, well, welcome in anyway. We're going to talk to your alter ego. We welcome you. Had us thinking we had somebody new. Hey, sis, we got my sis, the elder pastor of Pastoral Music Ship. Taryn Thomas is in the building. Mrs. Marriage is not a cure. Single is not a disease, and marriage is not a cure herself. She gonna be up on here one of these days, sharing on that topic. Yes, sis. I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not. I only got a few weeks to get the rest of this toxicity out, y'all, because 2026 is gonna be a different kind of toxic. I'm still gonna be toxic. I'm just coming in a different way. All right, so let's get into this conversation on tonight. We are talking about outgrowing friendships and what that looks like. Listen, we all on some kind of ship, okay? Friendship, relationship, marriage ship, uh, what is this? Situationships. Everybody's on some ship, and at some point, we tend to outgrow some of the people, places, and things that are around us. But I've come to understand, and even in my own journey, realizing that sometimes we stay loyal to people longer. And I don't know if I want to say loyal. Let me retract that. We stay, because we do, but we stay friends with people longer than the friendship is actually active. Um, Friendships change and they fade as relationships change, as they fade, as we change and we fade into different things. We're evolving. Um, but during this holiday season, it had me thinking about. I said I wasn't gonna, and you can tell me if it's just me, y'all chime in. But I wasn't trying to send out 1,000,001 happy Thanksgiving messages. Number one is tiring. I'm sending out one big one, and if you don't see it, I'm sorry, not sorry. There's no more personalization. I'm gonna like yours, but I don't feel obligated any longer to have to make personal touches with every single person that I may be a friend with. And realizing that there are some people that were important to me, like in my inner circle at one point, that actually are now kind of like on the outer ring. Is it just me, or do you gentlemen also? Because sometimes, the way men and women become friends, like female relationship friendships and male relationships, the dynamics can be different sometimes. So, do you men find it challenging in the friendship space to maintain friendships, or even to let them go when you find that they're no longer serving you? Do y'all feel the need to say happy Thanksgiving, or don't let's so individualized for everybody still? Either
Nope.
one.
No,
Nope.
ma'am, not me.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
All right. It says just no. It's no and it's no.
Yeah.
What about you, chat? Do you have people in your life, in your space, that you feel that you are obligated to remain in a friendship with? And welcome in everyone. For those of you who are just joining us Thursday night with me, your girl, your favorite girl, Lady Dawn B, and the amazing Thursday Night Squad. We are talking about outgrowing friendships as we are exiting this year. It is time for us to stop carrying along some of this friendship baggage that we know we have outgrown. Why are we still holding on to it? Have you ever experienced a friendship? Did you experience having a friendship bond that you never thought would end, but it has?
Yep.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
about you, John?
I
Well,
definitely
dude,
have.
what
Huh?
what was that?
Um, it was really interesting because like I it the thought of not being friends with the person, um, never I you I would have I wouldn't have been able to be convinced that it would go the way that it did. Um, but I guess because a lot of my life experiences, I value friendship so much because I'm kind of I'm one of the people I'm kind of used to being by myself.
Okay.
So going back to that is like a default. So it sucked to have to go back to it. I think having to go back to not being friends with that person that's what sucked. Being by myself didn't, but having to like not be able to be what it was, it was like, man, that's wild. I never would have thought. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a lot to build into
Mm-hmm.
the
That
friendship.
space.
Like I'm not an easy friend to have because it requires a lot for me to get to a place where I'm even comfortable saying friend. I'll use other words that may be associated with friend, but that friend thing, that's a huge word. Um, that's a huge word. Like even the Bible speaks on a friend can be closer than a brother, and so that's not a word that I just take lightly.
Yeah.
Um, and so it sucked to have somebody that like that becomes family in a sense. The friendship is on family level. Like my mom, your brothers and sisters, my brothers and sisters. You call me, and we it's whatever got to get done, and to have to go back, to not being that was rough, but you know as time progressed, all the best. I thought one thing, God thought something else. You got it.
Well, I think it also goes back to like Dr. Elaine said earlier. Where did she put it? Seasons, reasons, seasons, reasons, and lifetimes. And that label or that relationship, that status of friend is not something that's light, but we use it so lightly. And when you do, it takes time to build up that space with each other, that you become that friend that sticketh closer than a brother, like you're saying the Bible says, like that David Jonathan, for those of you who may be, Bible readers, that David Jonathan relationship. And then the detachment of that is a whole nother process. And sometimes it starts happening before we even realize it, but we're fighting so hard to try to keep it, what it was, but we're not the same people. Chat, what about you? Have you ever experienced what we're talking about tonight, that detachment of friendships? And was there ever a person, and Eric, you and share next, is there ever a person in your life that you just knew you was going to be friends with until the day y'all departed, like a marriage, and you turn around and find out now that, y'all are not that. This was not that. What about you, E? You were saying yes, you also.
Yeah, I mean, I had to let friendships go, and I'm good with that. I don't have time. I don't have time for people's foolishness. I'm 57 years old and everything. I started letting people go in my 40s because I just don't have the time for it anymore. And all. So if you can't be true like I'm true when it comes to friendships, then you got to get kicked to the side.
Got you. And sometimes that departure is not always about, and I respect what you're saying about, you don't have time for foolishness. None of us do, especially right at this big old age, as I often say. We ain't got no time for the tomfoolery nor the shenanigans. But sometimes it's not even a separation due to foolishness. Sometimes it's the separation of just life. Like we've just literally run our course, and yet we're still holding on, trying to pretend, like it's like it was. We're not 20 anymore.
Right.
Let me pause for a second and welcome in, welcome in. Y'all know I say it all the time. America has their sweetheart and Bravo has ours. You know that it just ain't the same until she shows up in this building here. She's amazing in every way, the most phenomenal chick on the block. That's right. You know her, you love her. She is the Bravo and Thursday night sweetheart. Okay, a little tongue tied there. I was about to say 7 different things with an S. And she is the Thursday night sweetheart and the sweetheart of, I'm going to get her a banner, a sash that says Bravo sweetheart. You know her, you love her. We can't do nothing without her. She is the amazing Coach Steele in the building. Welcome in,
I'm
sis.
telling you, those I be like, who's she talking about? Good evening, everyone. Good
I think
evening. Hi.
I don't understand, I don't understand why y'all don't understand how I big y'all up. Big, I got to big up my people. Like, it's true. I'm just speaking the truth, you know? And maybe y'all never heard it this way before. Maybe never heard that. Maybe that's what it is. Y'all got to get used to hearing it this way. So glad you could join us tonight. As you know, we are talking about outgrowing friendships. And before we get your input, since you just popped up, let's see who else is in the chat. Welcome in. Look who's in the building. Eric's Paris is in. She says, good evening, family, blessings, and love. She also says, I feel like there are levels to love and to friendship. Absolutely. She also says, people change on you. Those who are meant stay will stand the test of time. Others, and don't talk about me and my glasses because I can actually see tonight. It was the way it's worded. That's why I was catching it. It's like people change on you. Those who are meant to stay will stand the test of time. See, it wasn't me. It was how you wrote it. Others are just meant to be lessons learned and your growth. And you know what? Before Coach Theo shares, Paris says, hey, bravo, sweetheart. See, doesn't that fit her, y'all? It does, right? Yeah. Before Coach Theo shares in that it was okay. Thank you, Paris. She said it was her this time. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I think that everyone is meant to be a lesson learned for our growth. I absolutely believe, and that's why in relationships I have no regrets. It's not that I enjoy every bad situation or everything that has happened. It's not that. But I have no regrets because I learned from it. At the end of the day, I've learned something from it. So I think that even those who are there for, like I said, a season, a reason, and a lifetime, whatever that position is, everyone that comes into our life is meant to be there for us to learn a lesson. And when we learn the lessons, that's how we grow, because the lessons learned stretch us in every way. And yes, people do change on you. I absolutely agree. But we change on everyone daily. I'm not the same person that I was yesterday. So and I love what you said, Paris, but I just wanted to stretch it apart a little bit, because these are the things that we have to kind of because some people will take these statements and view them from a victimized side. We always will say it's other people doing it to us, but we have to realize that we are also a part of someone else's life that we are doing it to. I know I change on people. I listen, I change on my daggone self. Sometimes I don't know which me you gonna get any day. I'm not sure. One thing is for sure, I'm going to be me at all times, no matter where. For those of you who know me in person, like real life, real time, no matter where I am, you going to get me always, period. This is just it. I don't know nothing else. But we should change. And that's the thing. People do change on you, and we're supposed to change on each other. But we hold on to some friendships, some relationships, some spaces that are no longer serving us. They no longer fit us, but we are loyal now to a false friendship or to a false relationship because the substance of that relationship is no longer there. And I agree with you. Those who are meant to stay will stand this test of time. I think you also have to consider, how is this person meant to fit in my life? Because everybody's not meant to fit in the same way. Everybody comes in different spaces. Dr. E says, agreed. She says, we just don't like phony people. That's a whole nother angle. And that is so true. And you got to know the difference between a person changing on you to evolve and a person who is just being phony, not being themselves. Those are people, we definitely don't mean. And Paris said, well, okay, Sybil. I have one name that I go by, and that's it. But you will I'm the same me. I'm fully me. I'm authentically me every day. I'm going to be me wherever I go. Might be a little Sybilish at times. I think we all are. It's okay. I can embrace it. And hold on, and then we're gonna let Coach Theo share. Mama Rose is in the house, y'all. Pastor Rose is in the building. Thank you, Mommy, for joining. She says, "Good evening, everyone. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving and have a great show. We're so glad you tuned in, Mama. Y'all pray for Mommy. She's not feeling too well tonight, so y'all just say a little prayer, lift her up. She's gonna be all right. And for those of you who have just joined in, please push that thumbs up button, please, ma'am, please, sir. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Mommy says she really is the same always, right? And she should know. She should know. She carried me in her belly, literally. She should know. I am the same. This is it. This is it. All right. So before I read Paris's comment, I want to space. Coach Theo, what say you about this experience of outgrowing friendships?
I think people may have outgrown me, right? I don't know that because I would say a lot of my friends, my true friends, like sister friends, are people that I've been friends with for 30, 40 years, right? So people that I might not talk to them for months, but we get on the phone and it's like yesterday, right? And so I think for me, it's a difference between categorizing people as friends or associates or, business friends or whatever. But I do think it happens. I mean, I remember it's been years now where one of my friends from high school, I thought we would be friends forever, decided that I wasn't being a good friend. Like, I don't know how she came up with that. She kept writing me these little Dear John emails. And, eventually I just had to say, I don't agree with you, but hey, maybe we just should not be friends anymore. But see, that's the other thing with me, right? I'm very direct. So you're going to know when
Right.
you're with me, right? I don't have the ability to play games or pretend, right? Because I realize that we outgrow people and people outgrow us, right? And we're supposed to, because we're supposed to evolve. If we're not evolving, right, then we're stagnant. And so
Mm-hmm.
I will say the majority of people that I consider to be like my friends, they've kind of evolved with me, right? So they kind of can respect that, now we might have to schedule time to talk, right? Because I got this going on and this going on and this going on, and they're not offended by that, right? Versus the people who are like, you don't call me, but I'm like, yeah, but you have my number too, right? And for me, I've had the same phone number for like over 30 years. So if you really want to get in touch with me, you could get in touch with me. So, I just feel like it's a part of life, right?
Sure.
And we're not always outgrowing people. Like there are some people that I've been friends with for over 30, 40 years. Do we talk as much as we used to? No, because now we're kind of doing different things, right? That doesn't mean we don't love each other. That doesn't mean when we're together, we're not vibing and we're not getting along well. It just means that we are moving differently, but we
Right.
respect each other, right? And so I think that's the difference. The difference is when you're evolving and the individuals that are considered to be your friends, they are also evolving, but they might be evolving differently. And that means you guys are moving differently, right?
Yeah.
Versus the people who, I have people that I could sit in the same room with you, say hello, and never say another word to you, right?
It could be okay.
And that's okay, right? I will honestly say I really and one of my friends that helped me with this because there was a point where I was like, I don't need no new friends. Right? I got all these friends, I got all these people that I know who they are, they're my core. I can trust them, right? They're my people. And one of my friends was like, come on, Theo, you can't say you're never gonna make new friends, right? But so now it's like I have grown, but I'm very cautious about who I allow in my space.
Yeah. And you
Right?
have to be. You
Uh,
definitely have to be.
yeah.
Um,
Cause
first-
one, we got to be like minded, but also if I'm the smartest person in my group, there's something wrong. I always need somebody that's smarter than me.
well, that's true, and I love that. I love that statement, and I've heard it, before. It's something that always pushes me beyond. But I sometimes I think that you don't necessarily have to give up one thing for another thing. You don't have to give up one friend for another friend. Even though we are constantly evolving and we are on different levels, and as we are all growing, it doesn't mean that, I have to stop being friends with this group of people just to make room for other friends. It means that our friendships may change. Our friendships may come even to a stalemate at a particular time. But we have to think about what is the common thread that brought us together to be friends, anyway.
Friendships should evolve. So I have different pockets of friends. You'll hear me say I got my HR crew over here, right? And then I got my god sisters here, and then I got these.
Hold on, because you get ready to get into our next point. Wait a minute.
But I think we evolve, and it doesn't mean that you no longer have these people in your life. It just means that you're interacting with them in a different way, right? Like I said before, we're just moving differently. That doesn't mean that we're not still connected. We're not talking to each other. I just, when I was in New York, met up with my junior high school friend, right? Like one of my friends from junior high school. And we reconnected years ago on Facebook. Got together, sat down. You would have thought we just talked yesterday, right? And we don't talk all the time, but we do make time to connect when we can.
Right. And you have to do that in every friendship or every relationship, because that's what builds the connection and keeps the connection growing stronger. Taryn says, on to read some comments, moving differently. She gives a thumbs up, just like you were saying, yes. And we need to learn that it's okay. There's a difference. One, I want to say before this is all over, I just want us to understand that it is okay to outgrow friendships. It is okay to outgrow people, just like we outgrow our clothes, just like we outgrow our jobs, just like we outgrow. It is okay to do that and to detach or to switch. As you said, we're moving differently. And it doesn't have to be over something traumatic. It doesn't have to be itself for something harsh and difficult. It can just be because we are both growing in different directions. And the common thread, because there's always a common thread in every friendship. There's something that that brought you together, that brings you together, and that keeps you together. And when that thing is no longer existent, you either have to find what's next for that friendship. And this is any type of, because for me, friendship is key in any relationship, male, female. I don't care. If we can't be friends, we can't be anything. I like being with my friend, my best friend, in say in a romantic relationship, I need you to be that. I need you to be that. But we don't have to always cut everyone off. We don't have to exchange friends for friends. Yeah. We just outgrow things. And Terrence said, like she said, and like you said, moving differently.
Dr. E said, and it has to be a balance, because also for me, if I find that the expectation is that I'm the one that's always reaching out to you and I'm the one doing whatever, right? There has to be a balance.
Definitely. Yeah, because no one wants to be the one always reaching out. And I actually experienced that. I'm going to touch on that in a second. Just want to get through these comments real quick and then read something. Dr. E says, we are loyal to the old version of the person and not the evolved version of them or ourselves. That's good, Dr. E. I think that's something we all need to consider in that space of loyalty, because that was one of the things that I wrote down concerning this thing about us outgrowing certain friendships. We hang in there because we are being loyal to a person that is no longer serving us. We don't have the same needs, or someone that we're no longer serving, they don't have the same needs. Now how can I show up in your life at this point? What I needed when I was 30, I don't need now at 56. The type of friendship that I needed in my 30s is not the same friendship that I need at 56, because I have other things. There are other priorities. There are other desires. And men folk, we don't want y'all sitting there quiet all night long. Again, I love this. We are loyal to the old version of the person and not the evolved version of them or ourselves. Paris also said our journey evolves and different people help navigate your path.
Yep.
Our journey does evolve and it should evolve. And if you, like you said, if you're not evolving, you're stagnant. And Nate says some friendships don't have to be worded every day to be evergreen. You better put that on a banner and a t-shirt, Nate. Okay? Some of them don't have to be worded every day. Doesn't mean they don't have to be worded, but not every day. Like
Yep.
you said, may not have to talk every day. We may not even have to touch base every day. But when we talk again, next time we connect, it's just as if we're picking up just as naturally as if I saw you yesterday. And my sis says, say on, Sayer. That's why I was laughing at, because she's a mess. We do that all the time. What say you so far, Justin? Because y'all quiet. Y'all ain't gonna sit quiet tonight.
I mean, I agree with everything I've heard so far. Growing up in the South, all of my friends were there, and I'm living here now. And up north is a very different life experience. It's a different reality here. And so after 20 years of being here, um, I got new experiences. I got the way I think, the way I experience life is very different. And points of views and everything has changed in that time frame. And so uh, because we are kind of growing in a different environment, the southern aspect of me, when I'm down south, I can appreciate for about 2 or 3 days that whole southern vibe. But after that, I'll be ready to come back up top. You know what I'm saying? And
Not
like,
to
so yeah, so like I say, if I got a friend that like one of my good friends now, we've been friends since we was like 7 or 8 years old. We don't talk every day. Um, Not every week, not every month. Pick up the phone, you would think we talk every day. But we just kind of live a lot of the daily lived experience is drastically different. But the mindset
Mhm.
to try to provide for our children is the same. So we sit and we talk about different approaches to being able to do that on a daily basis. We laugh about the past, we laugh about what's happening with things now, as opposed to one of my best friends right now. Well, my absolute best friend right now, we started out, well, I learned when we started like developing into a friendship, he couldn't stand me when we first met because we met on the job. And he thought I was a complete, we're gonna still talk like we saved, but you got it.
One of them.
He
Mhm.
thought, but it was because I was quiet. And then one day we talked, and I'm like, he like, dude, I thought you was something totally different. I'm like, I don't like having meaningless or pointless conversation. I'm not
Mhm.
interested in talk about reality TV and I don't care what the people doing with their life. If I'm not learning how to build my life watching them, it's not entertainment to me. You know what I'm saying? And so anybody that talk like I almost don't have people who can pick up the phone and call me. Almost all of them say, before I actually got to know you, I thought you was the
One of
stuck
them.
up
For
one of
sure.
them, and then they get to know me, and it's like I was completely wrong. And so I don't know how to not give off that impression, but I also look at it as, you know what, that probably defends me a lot against crap.
Yeah.
So I ain't trying to get rid of it. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like a
Yeah.
friendship that's supposed to stay, a friendship is going to stay
Friendship.
a friendship. Uh, those seasonal pass holders, we gonna hold seasonal passes on each other when it's over with. Hey, all the best. I'm not gonna be around here beefing with nobody and hating nobody. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to actually do something with my life. Um, I wish you the best. Maybe we'll meet at the top somewhere and develop a friendship with a whole different mindset. But where I am right now, like the kind of stuff I think about right now, the stuff that I'm passionate about,
Hmm.
um, I ain't really interested in hearing, oh man, you trying to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna see you in another part of the world because I'm trying to do things. If you good with standing by the street sign you've been standing by for 30 years, you
Sam,
stay there. I want something else.
now,
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just
Yeah.
not for me.
I'm with that. I listen. Ain't no shame in trying to save the world if that's what we trying to do. That's what we trying to do. Like and I am. But one of the things that I heard you say and as you were describing this situation, that I can definitely relate to, is that you and your childhood friend, y'all didn't disconnect even through all the time. You changed connection. You found like your conversation has to change as you're all evolving. We can't talk about being on the field playing kickball, what we eating for lunch, what you writing down on your Christmas list. We're not there anymore. But we are still friends. We are still important to each other. Our conversations have to evolve as we evolve, because that's what keeps us connected. Our interest and our support of one another is one of the things that helps keep us, is a major thing that helps keeps us connected. And so you don't have to lose out on people necessarily, but when there's no connection, why are we still dragging the rope? Excuse me. Paris said, I'm stealing that. Seasonal pass holder. That was a good one. I believe that is shirt worthy. Well, maybe you may not want to put it on your t-shirt. Or maybe put it on somebody else's t-shirt. Because some of the things that I want to touch on tonight, we're talking about outgrowing friendships, is I want to talk about that loyalty. Because sometimes that loyalty, that same loyalty that we use that is so honorable and integral, is also very binding. Because what are we loyal to? Why are we staying loyal to friendships or people and things that are no longer serving us? We are no longer, it's just to say we did it. Like we just talking to say we talked, and there's no real connection. We don't have that kind of time in life, and especially I feel like for me is in this holiday season, it really made me stop and think about, like, do these people really matter? And it's not, I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way. It's not 8:30, so I have to be a little gentle with my time. But like, you're not as important as you once were.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily because you're not an important person, but our connection is not the same because we have not continued to build the connection. As we grew and evolved, we evolved in different directions and nothing brought us back here. So if the only thing that we have to keep us connected is history, do we really, really have a connection? And one of the things, again, I was hearing the loyalty, talking about switching circles, talking about levels in friendship, talking about a friend versus friendship. Do you think there's a difference in some way? Because again, it's all the kind of ship we on makes a difference. It makes a whole lot of difference. Are we willing to make mature adjustments? Some people can't handle where we're going, and it's just why they want us to stay where we are at, because they don't know how to be a friend to us on, say, a higher level, whether it's a professional level. As you evolve, okay, have you ever been in, I know, Theo, you're in corporate world. Eric, I know you have businesses outside of what you do, your 9 to 5. Justin, you're in a whole league of your own. But there are certain friends that you can invite, say, to the house party, but you can't bring them to the company party because they don't know how to make those mature adjustments in the friendship to be able to connect in different arenas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we know how to accept those changes with each other and with people, without it being personal. We take it when someone is changing and evolving sometimes as we are outgrown. I don't know, a lot of people have outgrown me. A lot.
Mhm.
I don't take it personal.
Nope.
We don't, it's not anything to take personal, but it is something that you have to learn to accept that, like, I'm just moving in this way now. And for whatever reason, our relationship doesn't fit into this pocket. And we got to know that it's okay. And I really want people to be okay, because we get in our feelings deep during the holiday season, like super deep, because this one didn't buy me a present, because this one didn't call me, because this one didn't do that. Things have changed. You may not be on the gift list.
I want people to outgrow. I want you to.
So let me read something, and then Eric, I want you to chime in. Hitting that thumbs up button, please, and thank you. And chime in. That's the 80. Come on, chime in. Tell us what you think about this thing of outgrowing. Can you think of 3 people that you have outgrown realistically? And it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. Doesn't mean, or 3 people that have outgrown you. Like, that you just stand in that same space. So they say that outgrowing friendship means it's a friendship. I'm gonna put my glasses on to make Paris happy. Outgrowing friends means a friendship naturally fades due to diverging life paths, values, and interests, which is a normal part of personal growth. Again, it is normal. It is normal. It doesn't mean every friendship, but I think we have to really pause with these things, because some of us are doing things out of obligation to people just to keep them quiet. I don't care if people are quiet or not anymore. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't make, because I'm not going to be quiet. Let's see. Welcome in, Vaughn, the Invisible Man. Eric, how you doing, darling? It is good to see you. He says blessings all. Now, Vaughn, tonight we're talking about outgrowing friendships, and I am glad that you are here. You know why? Because you will never outgrow our friendship, and I will never outgrow your friendship. Why? Because we will forever fight and argue about something. We will. We will always find something to argue about. We have just learned not to yell at each other anymore. Although the yelling is kind of fun. Vaughn and I would argue until like 4 a.m. Like, literally. We would come off a show and still be going in on a topic and a point. And just like, but that's good friends can do that. Good friends can do that. So welcome in, Vaughn. Welcome in. It says that this is a normal part of personal growth. Signs of this include feeling like you can't be your authentic self. Is there anyone around you that you consider a friend that you can't be your authentic self with? Let's see. It says having surface level conversations. That annoys me to the very core of who I am. I do not like surface level conversations. If we're like, hey, how are you? You're like, I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I'm great. And then we're both like, that's a space we need to consider. See, now Vaughn is laughing. Vaughn, it's true. We will be each other's aggravator for the rest of our lives, because that's just what we do. When you are having surface level conversations, we need depth and connection. And again, it doesn't make a person a bad person. It just means we have shifted. Our interests are in different spaces, and we can't always keep up. It's not always that they can't keep up with me. There's some people I'm like, listen, I can't keep up with you. Mm-hmm. Let's see what else. This is having several level conversations and feeling drained or unfulfilled after spending time together. Anybody experience that? There's nothing worse than making a plan like, okay, we're going to go hang out. Let's go shopping, or let's go to lunch. And you feel like you need 9 drinks after this. When you go out on a date and it's a bad date and you tell your girlfriend, listen, if I text you, call me with an emergency. One of those moments. No, I don't mean no friendship when you need an emergency call. Yeah. Who does that? So it's acknowledging the change, that something has changed in our friendships, is the first step. And it's important to be realistic about the current friendship and allow for both personal evolution and the potential for new connections. Let me read some comments because there's some comedy going on in here, and then we're going to talk about it. Paris says not everyone is adaptable to every situation. Different people for the different environment you are in. Exactly. Everyone is not, and that's one of the points. Like, you have to understand that there's diversity in your circle, but I can't take everybody everywhere. I can't do all the things with everyone. And that's just what it is. She's looking good in those glasses. I put them on for you, Paris. Thank you, darling. I didn't want you to, And here we go. It's not even okay. It's 8. It's almost 8 o'clock. She says, "Does Eric have laryngitis? I've never seen him this quiet. I have seen him this quiet before." And she says he's not even blinking. Oh wait, his head moved. Okay, well, Eric, Paris is looking for you to share. So come on and share, Eric. What do you think about because I don't even really want you to want you to say. What do you think, Eric, about the fact that we have to that acknowledging the change in the relationship, in the friendship, is the first step? Do you think that that is a difficult thing for us to do? Like, is it hard for us to acknowledge that our friendships have changed? I know for me, I'll tell my story later. Because I called it out for what it was. I did. I called it. I'm like Theo. I'm just pretty sure like this. Like, do we need to keep this group going? Because because no one's interested. Like, we don't even like. Why are we still doing this? Like, why?
For me, it's not hard for me. You know,
I know, but the people don't.
right?
The people don't.
So I can easily cut off somebody without even batting an eye and so forth because
Yeah, but you be rude. Like,
yeah, yes, because if I'm nice about it and they don't get it, then I gotta bring out the bad side of me and
sorry.
you know I mean as of right now I'm going through so-called so-called friends that's supposed to be friends that I've had for 20, 30 years. I haven't heard from since I got married.
Okay, but do you reach out to them?
I've
Are
reached
you
I've
the
reached out.
initiator?
No, I've reached out to them, and I've gotten to the point where certain people I don't even reach out to no more.
So is it that you don't? So is it that they don't respond, or they don't respond the way you would like them to, or in the time that you would like them to? Because that's another thing, Because we be quick. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, just talking generally. When people who are important to us, and we think that we are number one on their list, not knowing that we dropped to number 176, we reach out to them and they don't respond back either in the time frame we would like them to, or the way we would like them to. And this is not you, E. I'm just saying some of
Right.
us, is it that? Was it that?
You know what it is? Today's Thursday. If I call you today and all of next week go by and all of the following week go by, but I see your black behind posting on social media and you can't return my phone call, that's telling me that you don't value our friendship. You can't say, oh well, I've been busy with work. You really haven't been that busy with work because you've been posting on social media. So be careful on how you treat people, especially with social media. When you have social media that people can see, so if you're not going to be honest with your friendship and so forth, then I don't need you around. I don't need you around. You're not part of my inner circle. You're part of, okay, put it like this. Saturn has rings on the outside, right? My circle,
Told y'all was gonna get some type of philosophy.
listen,
Come on, astronomer.
my circle are those rings because they're protecting me. And outside of those rings are the ones who don't, you know what I'm saying, who are not jiving with me, so to speak, or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I don't have time for it and so forth. I have friends who I know that if I don't hear from them, I know there's a reason why I don't hear from them. And then I have the ones who I know I'm supposed to hear from that I don't hear from, and those are the ones who I check on. You see what I'm saying? Like put it like this:
Mm.
Josie, Nancy, Fred, Eric.
See, now you're naming names.
I can name names because they ain't online.
Now
So
you're naming names.
yes,
Again, y'all, the thoughts, feelings,
no,
and opinions
it's not going that.
expressed.
No, it's not. It's not going. It's not going that way. It's not going that way.
Disclaimer time.
We reach out. We reach out to each other. I'm like with Fred. I reached out to Fred a couple of weeks ago,
Again
and
with
me
the names.
and me and him spoke for the first time this year. So you know what I'm saying. So with him, it's a bad. He has bad communication skills when picking up the phone and reaching out. I understand that. Josie, I know what Josie's situation. I know what Nancy's situation is. Me and Eric are business partners, so we do speak and everything. But if I don't hear from Eric for a couple of days, I get worried about that because we are business partners. So we're supposed to talk at least every other day because we have a business that we're running.
Well, how much business y'all got to talk about every other day?
There's a lot going on.
I'm just playing. I was just playing. I was just playing.
Yeah,
I
I
was just
can't
joking.
discuss it. I can't discuss it. It's a lot going on.
Now you can't discuss it. Now you want to use a disclosure. Now you want to.
I make a
Okay,
move.
but wait. But let me make this point because you made up the point of social media and the challenge of friendship. Well, let me read this comment. I was going to say, what are these things called again, y'all? Um, Dr. E, I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, it's been a long day. It's had a long work day. Dr. E says there's a level of maturity needed, and people have to respect and celebrate your growth. And that is true. That is true. There is a level of maturity. And as I'm saying, there are levels in friendship. There is, and make mature adjustments. Everybody's not in that space because when we're looking at it one sided, sometimes it can sound like it's just me, and it's about me, and I want the world to revolve around me. And I'm not saying you, but when we start looking at things from particular perspectives, we have to give grace, I believe, in all things. Because there are times when it could be a month, I might not feel like talking. And I might not feel like talking to anybody. I might be maybe somebody particular I don't feel like talking to. It doesn't mean that I don't want to be friends with you. It doesn't mean that I dislike you. It doesn't mean I don't want to connect with you. It just means that right now I don't have the bandwidth or the capacity. And I just don't want to engage in that, because again, what is our connection? And so I'm just saying, just so that we're having a broad conversation,
My,
um,
my level has increased. I'm on I'm on Royal Caribbean and Queen Mary level,
Jesus, here we
and
go.
they're still under tugboat level. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm leveling up because I don't have time to. I don't have time to play around.
And that's okay. That's what we're talking about. And
Okay, so I'm Queen Mary and Royal Caribbean, and they're the tugboat.
So they on Carnival
Pulling.
and you on Royal Caribbean?
he didn't even say they on Carnival. He said they on the tugboat. Now, okay, but hold on. But hold on. Now that you said that, I hope you realize now the tugboat is what can pull Queen Mary. Carnival can't pull Queen Mary. The tugboat is built for, it's tiny, but it's built for shrimp. So you just might want to think about that. So think about the tugboat friends that you cutting off because the tugboats only show up when there's the crisis and they pull you through. So I'm just saying, I get what you're saying. I know Queen Mary, Eric.
That can't even pull ships out of the sea. I'm just saying they're broken tugboats. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Lord Jesus. Okay. Well, as Dr. E
Queen
said,
Mary, Royal Caribbean. That's it.
people have to respect and celebrate your growth. So we're going to respect and celebrate Eric's Queen Mary growth. So I'm Sir Eric Queen Mary and the broken tugboats. That's going to be the next. That's going to be the next R&B group.
And I'm
Sir Eric Queen Mary with the broken tugboats.
I'm not answering.
Who's Fred?
Queen Mary, it's Queen Mary a ship? Like
Yes.
what? Oh, okay.
It's one of the top of the line,
Mary
top
too.
line
Mary too.
ships.
Cruise
Yeah.
line? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So who's Fred? Paris. You don't even. He's a real person, but you don't even want to know.
You know,
You don't want to
I
know.
mean, I think it's interesting because I think also, right, as I have gotten older and as I've started my business, right, and you know, the I have different, like I said, I have different friend groups, and then I just have, and I know my friends. I've had to learn my friends. Like I know the friend that wants to talk on the phone, right? Versus the friend that me and her can have a whole conversation via text message and we good, right? Like she literally doesn't want to talk on the phone, so we can have a whole conversation. I know that I have the friends that know that I have a lot going on who will say, hey, you got time to talk? Let's schedule some time to talk. And we schedule, right, time to connect and talk. But I would say for me, the friends that are like friends, like we're that they're my core, and they're maybe not even in my core, are the ones that they're not offended, right? If they don't hear from you over a certain amount of time, right? They don't feel like they don't get upset, right? When we talk, and we that might mean we're on the phone for an hour, right?
Mm.
Which for me is long because I'm really not a phone talker. I would text all day if you let me, but for the friends that talk, if we're on the phone, but for me also, I'm at a stage in my life, and I've probably always been this way. I'm not a big talker. I'm a big talker when I'm talking about something I'm passionate about, right? I'm a really good listener. So a lot of times I could be on the phone and I'm just taking in everything that, the friend is saying. But I think it's important to know your friends, right? I know one of my friends who you got to pick up the phone to call. She want to talk, right? So I will make time to do that, right? But also, if I don't have the time, I'm not there. There will be a time where I'd be, oh my God, I feel bad. Now I'm like, you know what? I don't have an excuse. I just I just haven't talked to you, but that doesn't mean I don't love you, right? And and
Right.
and she gets it, right? She got it. Like we literally like she called me and because we had made an agreement, we would call each other every other month, right? We would alternate, and I was missing months, right? And when she called, she was like, I'm a little upset because we made this agreement, and I said, you know what? I don't even have an excuse, right? I'm not gonna make up an excuse. I'm not gonna say I'm just. And she said, you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that you didn't make an excuse because I'm not. There was no excuse. I just had things going on, right? And I missed my months, right?
And it happens, like you said, because life.
Yeah, and life happened, but the thing is, with most of my friends that are friends, we like exactly what she did. She was able to say, "I'm feeling this way," and I was able to respond, and then we was able to keep moving on.
But you were able to acknowledge what was happening
Yeah,
without losing the friendship because it was what happened was not greater.
because Dr. Elaine said, right? There's a level of maturity needed, right? And so sometimes we outgrow friendships because there's a level of maturity missing, right? From one side, right? And I'm at a point where you know what? I don't really have time to just be sitting on the phone having idle conversations, right? I'm good with checking in. How you doing? How is everything going? But I don't have time to sit on the phone for hours on end to just be talking about.
Nothing.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to think of,
You want
a
to,
nice way to say it,
You ain't
but
have to say it. I say it for
nothing, nothing, right? And yeah, it's cool. It's cool to get on the phone and catch up. It's a wonderful thing. I have a friend. She just called me like maybe a couple of weeks ago. She was like, "Oh my God, when's the last time we talked?" I'm like, "Girl, I don't know." She filled me in on what's going on with her. I fill her in what's going on with me. You're like, okay, good talk. I'm glad we got a chance to connect. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Right? Soon might be too much from now, right?
right,
But,
right.
but neither one of us are gonna be upset, right? Because we know that we're friends, and we know that life happens, and we know that we got things going on. I think it becomes a problem when you have things going on and the other person has little going on or nothing going on, right? So that's when I think you sometimes have that breakdown in friendship, right? Because
Mhm.
you can't cater to the person that has a lot of time on their hands when you really don't.
Well, I mean,
That's
I know me and my crew. I know we all have lives. One of us are retired already, and everything, and the other one, the rest of us are working and stuff like that. But we don't hold it against each other. Like if I don't hear from Josie for 2 months, I'll send out a flare on Facebook and be like, I think it's about time. I'm gonna have to send out this SOS to Josie, who I have not heard from in 2 months and needs to call me like now. So when I do something like that, she automatically picks up and be like, bro, I'm so sorry. I meant to call you and I forgot and da 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 and so forth. So I know she got a lot going on. But I do that because that's our joke between us
Yeah.
and everything and so forth. So I can do that with her. And I know what's going on with her in her life. She knows what's going on with me and my life
Mhm.
and so forth. So what she means she can't hear me.
yeah.
I, I
Your
think
sound is a little choppy.
yeah, you're a little choppy.
Oh, I
But
don't know
I
why.
think that's important also because, like, for me, in my friend groups, right, if I don't hear from someone, somebody else is hearing from that person. So I'm going to know if something is happening. I think when you don't have that friend group type of situation, there is, it's important to connect. I'm a big believer, like my family always says to me, you connect with everybody in the family. Like I'm the person that talks to like I'll talk to everybody in the family, whether it's via text, phone, whatever. I'm checking in, right?
Right.
And it is not for a long period of time, and that's how I am with my friends as well. Because for me, like I said, sending you a quick text to be like, "Hey, you were on my mind, just checking in," right? Is That's the easiest thing. That's the other thing. We have so many more ways to communicate that for me, if like Eric said, if Eric like Eric said, if I call you, right, and I don't hear from you in a week, I'm now wondering what's going on because you may not need it, you may not have the time to call me back, but you had the time to shoot a text to say, hey, I got your message, been a little busy, I'll catch up with you when I can.
Right.
See, now I struggle a little bit. Now I'm gonna be honest with the social media checking
No,
or
I'm
check.
not saying that, yeah, I don't do the
No, no,
social
no,
media.
no. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, that was what Eric was saying before and whatever. But just because I post something again, I could set my post to post automatically. I could have them already set up to do that because you can't do that because sometimes
Yeah.
people will not purposely, well, maybe won't reach out or respond or something because I'm like, okay, I'm busy too. I'm just as busy as everybody else in the world, and we get it. Everybody's priorities are different, but don't assume that because you see me posting on social media that, oh, she's good, everything is fine. Again, I could have set them up 6 months in advance because I am so busy.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
always
most of
have
my
time, so it speaks to the connection. um I think
so
sometimes, oh wait, hold on, we have a comment over here. Let me read this. Landon, welcome in, Landon. Hey now. Landon says updates, checking in or checking on is important. It doesn't matter when the ones you know
have they
the time limits. Okay. All right. Yeah. Updates are important. Checking in and checking up. Now, I was one who I had a friend group. Help us, Lord.
well, okay, let's prepare for this. Let's prepare.
Thick thieves. Because I'm, just hold on. Yeah. So, a friend group.
Lean in, Eric. Lean in.
No, no. I'm good right where I'm at.
Had a friend group. We all close. Sister like even. You
Mm.
know, all that. All the time. Not a day goes by. So much so that people would call us all like the same name. Because if you saw one of us, you saw all of us. It was just like one long name, right?
Yeah.
I basically was the one. I didn't really realize that I was the one who, like, I would bring us together. Let's go do this or make suggestions, whatever. I'm reaching out, checking on everybody and all this other stuff. And at a certain point, I stopped. I just was like, I ain't doing this no more because I realized, like, hold on. So I said to friend one, friend one said to me, well, D, you haven't put anything in the chat. You haven't said nothing. I was like, I don't, and she's like, well, what's the, why? I said, well, when was the last time? And it's 8:30. I was like, not. And she was like, but wait a minute. And I was like, well, why not? I said, no, I'm not doing it. And she's like, yeah, but if you don't do it, we don't do this and that. I was like, I don't care. And she thought I had lost my mind. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to. I said, because I'm the one who reaches out for everybody. And she's like, right, because that's what you do. She's like, you're the glue that keeps us. I was like, no, the glue is dry. The bottle is empty. I'm not doing it anymore. I was like, I'm just not. And she was like, well, what in the world? I said, because, and I was like, listen, and I'm just put it plainly. Y'all ninjas, okay? I was like, when? Look in your phone. When was the last time y'all initiated, not responded, but when was the last time y'all checked in and said, hey, D, how are you? What's going on? Like, y'all know nothing about my life now. I was like, I'm not doing it. I said, watch. If I don't text, if I don't say nothing for next month, I said, watch, nobody's going to say nothing. She was like, no way. I was like, absolutely. I was like, nope. I said, watch. Now, friend one, we talk all the time, every day. All that, like, even if it's just we'll check in, like, wait, I ain't heard from you. We don't let 2 days go by without having heard from each other. Like, even if it's a quick, just check in, send up something, a heart, an emoji, something, right? Oops. The whole month and a half goes by. She comes back and she's like, you really wasn't texting over? No. Oh, you thought I was playing, but you know me well enough to know that I'm not playing. It was like, no, did I look like I was playing? Because I know I didn't sound like I was playing. I meant it. I said, now are you getting it? I said, do you get, so when does the one, and this we were talking about before, reciprocation in these relationships. So I brought up to the group. When I did, I said, okay, you want me to text? You want me to, okay, I'm going to text. She was like, no, never mind, because I don't like the way, no, because you asked me to. So now here we are. So the next text that I sent was, so nobody's talking. Nobody says anything. Have we outgrown this space? All of a sudden, everybody's, no, we not, because we ain't got to. We don't have to keep, we've been doing this for 11 years. Maybe we haven't outgrown each other, but in this space in which we communicate, have we outgrown this? Do we need to disband this? Do we need to, because we need to communicate other ways. Now, another issue that came up was within the group, it was started to be perceived that there were cliques. What are you talking about? There's no clique with it. There's 5
in a text group. In a text group, there was cliques.
In a group.
Oh, in the group. Okay.
5 of us. I'm like, if you don't like to go shoe shopping, why am I going to invite you to go shoe shopping if I'm going shoe shopping? But I want experience to be miserable. Again, getting back to certain friends in certain spaces, but you're going to be miserable. You're not going to go to Nordstrom's and DSW and Neiman Marcus and Macy's and JC, but you're not. You're not. You're going to go to 1.5 and then you're like, I want to go home. But if I'm going to the movies, you're the first person I would call. So you just have to wait for your event to come up. What's the problem? Well, if I wasn't the baddest person I was a horrible friend. I was the worst. I was like, why? Because I'm asking. Because again, it gets down to acknowledging the dynamics of the group. We no longer engage like we used to. Have we outgrown this space? And if not, what are we doing to keep it alive? Because no one is talking. No one is. And I was told no, but I promise you, I was like, I'm going to sit back. And for the last 10 years, friend number one just figured out 2 years ago. She finally called. She was holding out hope. It took her 8 years to catch up when I said 20 years ago. And she was like, you was right. There you have it.
But that sounds so weird to me because, like, I would say, like, one of my, and I mean, people probably see us on Facebook all the time. It's about 8, 9 of us. Like, we do everything together, right? So we celebrate our birthdays together. We travel together, and we travel well together. And the reason we travel well together is that we understand that there just may be some cliques in the group, and not bad cliques. There's like when we go on vacation, we know the people that want to sit by the pool in the lounge chair versus the people that want to be running all over the island.
Versions, right?
Right. And so we're fine with, these two might be going here, these two might be going there, but we always make sure that, we're all might gonna have dinner together, right? Or we all might gonna have breakfast together. So I think it also comes down to knowing your friends
and accepting, like you said earlier, like being mature enough to accept differences, and it's okay. But why? It's like, why do we even start that? Like, why does that even become a seed? Why do you even put that out there? Hold on, let me read some comments because I felt myself going to go somewhere. I was getting irritated on the inside of my soul.
I was gonna say, yeah,
I can hold myself down. I felt it, right? Y'all felt? Aren't you proud of me? I'm catching myself. Elaine said, Dr. E says, when talking the past, I call it Al Bundy syndrome. All he talked about was high school football, but in his presence, he was a shoe salesman. I'm just saying. Exactly. Like, if all we can talk about is the past, we're not there no more. How many times can we relive the time when we went out and the car got stuck on the mountain? And remember, we had to walk down and the goat came, how many times? Like, we not there. Like, can we have a new experience? I don't want that. If that's the connection of our friendship, then we don't have a friendship anymore. Now we have switched to a space of being, to me, acquaintances, because we don't know each other any longer. Landon says, just sent a Frank Stella Museum exhibit video two of my friends who appreciate cigars too. Okay.
So he's saying he checked in. He's checking in. All right.
Yeah, checking with you and about what y'all have in common. There common threads that people have. We don't all have to like the same things. Like, we don't, and it's okay. Again, that mature level, making the mature adjustments in your relationships and friendships. Sometimes we've outgrown some spaces, and this is the thing, and because then we're still expecting people to show up the same way when we were 20. But if we don't have those same connected interests, those same lines that keep us in sync with one another, I can't show up the same way I did. I don't care that you wanted to go to Sip and Paint. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to get excited. And then you're like, well, why aren't you excited? Well, because I don't like it. And you're like, well, no, I can't pretend that. Again, it's making mature adjustments. Does that mean that we've outgrown the relationship, our friendship, or have our interests changed? We've shifted in some things. Elaine says, that is when they say, now you think you're all that. My response, and I am. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. That is, I'm like, I am whatever. I'm like, I am whatever you think I am. I am that and then some. Absolutely. If that's what you think I am that. I will be that. I am okay with that. Whatever makes your day, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you feel good at the end of the day. But
this is gonna probably not sound. I don't want to say it's gonna sound horrible, but I mean, for me too, sometimes I might not even realize that there's no friend connection anymore. I might sound bad, but I might be like, somebody might, and I didn't even realize that I haven't spoken to you in a while. And that's another reason, that's another way that that you might be outgrowing the friendship, right? Or something has evolved, because I may not have even noticed that I haven't spoken to you, or we haven't done X, Y, Z, right? Because I think when, for me, I make time for the things that I want to do and for the people that I want to make time for, right? I'm just going to say that straight up. And I know other people are like that. right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not making time for you or whatever, it just means that, you know, we just might be growing apart, right? Or we just might be, because here's the other thing. Like you said, the past. Whoever said the past.
That's the Dr. E.
I will tell you in a minute. We have went over that chapter too
Do
many
you
times.
ever get annoyed,
Let's
like hearing the old story again? Like at the point where you are, like we talked about this the last 6 times we got together.
and that's when I would be like, we have already reviewed this chapter several times, so we need to move to the next chapter or the next book, or we probably not going to talk as much as we. That's when you're not going to hear from me,
Some
right?
people can't read
Mhm.
past that page.
Yeah, because we passed that page, right? You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. As I got older or whatever, I probably have always been like this. But I don't have time for like foolishness and, you know, skirting around the issue. Either if you got a problem with me, or you feeling a certain way, just tell me. If we could talk about it, we talk about it. If we can't talk about it, then let's just agree that, you know, this relationship has run
Run
its
the
course.
course.
Right. And again,
I
it does
don't
not
have time
mean,
for sitting down and talking anymore. You don't
well,
like you don't like me. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
but
Move on.
sometimes it's not even a matter of, I don't always, because I don't want us to think about it only in the sense of the negative aspect of when someone no longer likes us, or any of that. And I'm not saying that that's what y'all are saying. I'm just saying for those who are listening, watching, because everybody hears things differently.
We
This
just
doesn't just
outgrow people.
happen. This doesn't, right. It doesn't just happen. And that's what we're talking about, outgrowing. And there's nothing wrong with it. It is normal. You will not always, I know in marriage they say, you get the 7-year itch. By the 7th year is when, the first 3 years, everything is beautiful, wonderful, and all that. By the 7th year, you get, I don't know, I never got there. But, um, they say by that point, it
It's
just hits,
8:27. You got 3 minutes.
huh?
I said it's 8:27. You got 3 minutes.
Oh, I started early. I'm sorry. Um, but I'm just saying, they say that, because that's when the relationship plateaus. Marriage is no longer new. You've set a different foundation. You settled into it. And so then it's like, okay, so now what do we do? Because all of it's like when you get the blues after the holidays, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year's, you got Valentine's Day, you got whatever else. And then all of a sudden March comes and it's quiet, and you have built up all of this, excitement that had been going on all of that time, and now you've hit this plateau and it's quiet. What do we do? It happens in relationships, in friendships. We hit these plateaus, and you're like, what do we do? Like I said, we have to acknowledge it. Acknowledge, and it's okay. It doesn't always mean because you don't like me anymore, because I don't like you. It just means we've hit the ceiling, or we've maximized this space. Now we have to decide how we move from here. Do we remain friends? And if so, we may always be friends, but what kind of friends are we? We may not be close anymore. You might have been there for me during a very traumatic time in my life because you could relate to the trauma that I was going through. So you supported me through that. Now that is over with and I'm stable, what once connected us deeply no longer does. So now we have to find something else that connect. If that's the root of our relationship, then it's run its course. So again, during this holiday season, and I'm just saying this was good for me because it's during this time that we start going all out of our way. We go out of our way to try to appease a whole bunch of people, out of obligation and out of false loyalty, because if it's not from the heart, it's not loyal. Justin is saying nope, and I'm with you.
Yeah,
A lot of us, but it's what a lot of us do. We'll go broke just trying to save face, or just trying to show up, or just trying to, because you don't want anyone to say anything bad, or you don't want anyone to look at you in a negative light. I'm not trying to do that, to be that, or to extend myself in any of that. This is why we have to take real inventory of our friendships and the people in our lives present day. So when we talk about outgrowing outgrowing friendships, because it's about to shift to the other side of this. Welcome in, my Lily. How are you, beautiful? She said, hello, wonderful people, not Sir Eric or Justin. Okay.
Lily, that's not nice.
She started already. She started already.
It's okay. Lily's short. We understand.
That's what I'm.
Napoleon complex.
So to recap, just want to share again these few points for y'all to think about as you entering into this holiday season and the next level of your life, because you think about where you're going and who you're taking with you. We always say this: everybody can't go with you to the next level, but yet we still trying to take everybody and their mama to the next level and beyond. She says she's sorry, Miss Carter. I love you, my Lily. Yes, sir.
I just want to point out that it's 8:30, and exactly at 8:30 when the toxicity levels went up, you see how that happened. I just want to point that out. Want to put that out,
bro. Welcome in.
No, listen, she just said she was gonna behave.
She turned the corner.
The arsenic came right into the chat at 8:30. I just want to put that out there.
But then she said she loves you.
She's talking to me.
She didn't mean it.
She's telling me. She's talking. That's for me.
That's for Dawn. Okay.
Too short.
That's my baby.
But I think
Justin, mind your neck. Oh Lord Jesus, this is.
I get to mind my neck. You can't reach my ankles. Get out of here, Lou.
Oh God, welcome in at 8:30. Welcome in. Let me just recap these points of outgrowing friendships before we turn the rest of the corner onto the next thing. So for those who come in, welcome in, y'all. We're talking about outgrowing friendships. Tell you that it is normal. It is normal. It is even healthy in some cases, and it is okay. You don't have to stay obligated or loyal to spaces that no longer serve you. Just like you wouldn't still keep wearing a shoe that no longer fits your foot. Why? Because it's going to hurt and tear up your toes. Why carry people that are going to be destructive in your life as you go on to your next? So with that being said, we're going to drop these few little points yet again. Just for those who are now joining in. So in outgrowing friendships, one of these are a few things that you need to consider and look at to consider if you've outgrown this relationship, this friendship, or is it a friendship that you can move forward in? We talked about conversations feel shallow. You have less in common. Talk becomes forced when you're struggling to. I can't handle that. That sends me someplace. Talk becomes forced, or you mostly engage in small talk instead of deeper topics. I'm a deep talker. Everything's deep with me, so I'm just saying. Next is you feel a shift in values. Your core beliefs, goals, or lifestyles have changed and no longer align with your friends. Again, these are some cues for you to think about as you're acknowledging, because we can all sense when something is not right, like it just don't feel the same. But this will let you know only things that you can discover about whether you've outgrown this friendship or not. It also says when you aren't your authentic self, you feel like you have to quote unquote play a role or not be your true self around them. Well, I don't like having to bite my tongue. I know sometimes I'm supposed to, and I probably should. But if I can't speak freely, then I got to start questioning. I need a space so I can speak freely. It says you feel drained or unhappy. You feel more tired or uneasy after spending time with them rather than energized or happier. You should feel energized, happier, lighter, more fulfilled when you are with your friends and with people that are adding value and that can go with you to the next level, next spaces. The relationship is one-sided, and we touched on all of these things actually even before we got to it. Relationship is one-sided. This was Coach Theo's point. You're putting in more effort than your friend, and their support is lacking. Let's talk about that balance. It has to be reciprocal, even if it doesn't come the same way. The same level of effort has to be put into the friendship. And conflicts are unresolved. You can't resolve arguments or the same issues keep recurring. We cannot continue going down this path. We just cannot. That's one of the ways. So those are some of the ways that you need to, some of the things you need to think about when you consider your friendships moving forward. And have you outgrown them as you are evolving? Lita said, me and Justin friendship about to be outgrown. Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm glad you said that, I guess. Because now we're going to talk about how to navigate outgrowing a friendship.
No.
No?
She's talking about she's finished growing. She ain't talking about our friendship outgrown. She's just finished growing. You know, I wanna correct her. She's been
comedy continues.
She's been finished growing since 5 years old. I met her in person. She has a 9-year-old son that's taller than her. I'm just telling you.
Old though, Justin, since 5 years old.
Since 5 years old, yes.
Lily, we know you big. I know you big.
And I can tell you this: her prefrontal cortex stopped growing at 5.
Ooh.
Well, she says she's 5'5", and I'm 5'5".
I'm
So
gonna say she's taller than me. I'm 5'4".
I'm 5'5". But we gonna figure out how to navigate this outgrowing of the friendship. You know. So when we consider this, because this we talk about growing. I didn't know that. I didn't know. 5'5", brown eyes and thick thighs. Come on. Somebody says that you call me. You call for me.
So I watched this documentary the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Joy DeGruy. You familiar with her?
Mm-mm.
She talked about post-traumatic slave syndrome and how a lot of things that we as Black people believe about each other come from things that have been told over the years historically. So if you keep saying 5'5", brown eyes, thick thighs, you do know we live in a world where gentlemen can just decide Tuesday morning at 8:31 they're a woman and now they're a woman. She identifies as 5'5". And so, the thoughts and opinions expressed by me.
No, that's expressed. No, you can't.
He's doing his own disclaimer.
You can't do my disclaimer.
Where they at? Where's the glasses?
You got to come with his own disclaimer. That's mine.
He's coming with his own disclaimer.
It's already trademarked.
We know what happens. Now, see, I get it. Now, I can talk about it. I can say it's my truth. It is my truth. I'm 5'5". I got brown eyes and thick thighs. That's my truth. It's not perception. It's not perception. It's real. It's the reality. I'm just saying. See, Lily says, see, why I can't be salt. Listen, it's after 8:30.
Listen.
Be what you need to be at this hour. Be what you need to be in these last few moments that we have to be. All right, so as we've already discussed, some of the things to consider signs of outgrowing friendships. And again, it's important because you really have to think about who you are carrying with you forward and what that looks like. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to totally disconnect from everyone. It just means how much access are you going to give to them? What weight are you going to add? Are you going to put into this meaning of friendship? What does that look like for you? Because friendship is different things to different people. People are quick to say, that's my friend. That's my friend. Okay, might be your friend, but have you developed the friendship? When my son was small, we used to go to the park, right? And everybody at the park that he saw was his friend. Jalen, you have never been here a day in your life. You have never seen these people before. You have no idea who they are. What is their name? Friend. We live in the Bronx. We're out in the park in Queens. Where did you ever meet this person before? I've been with you in your entire life. You are 5. You have never been here before. What are you talking about? But that's my friend. It's not your friend. It's not your friend. And no, Lily, we don't want you to put the orange jumpsuit back on. Although I'm sure you are very pretty. I'm sure orange, just brings up your skin tone. But we don't want that. So we got to consider what this talk of friends and friendship itself is. Okay, so when you're talking about outgrowing someone, because we want to talk about, as you know, in our wrap up, how to navigate outgrowing a friendship, because there's a way to do it. There's a way we can do this. It doesn't always have to be in a destructive or demonstrative way, because you don't want to injure the person necessarily. You can exit the friendship without it being um, demonstrative, so to speak. So to outgrow someone means to develop past them. This is Sir Eric Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah,
No, Queen
Mary.
Mary
I'm sorry, Sir Eric Queen Mary,
and Royal Caribbean.
the Royal Caribbean, the 45th,
And the tugboat.
and the broken tugboats. As he said, he's developed past them. He said he's developed past them, so he's already navigating. He's already navigating. But to outgrow someone means to develop past them, leading to a sense of disconnect because your interests, values, and life goals have changed, which speaks to that evolving that Coach Theo was talking about, that we've all mentioned before, those changes as Coach Justin, Mr. Courageous Vulnerability, Mr. Certified Courageous Vulnerability himself, was mentioning in his friendship with his longtime friend, but they still have a connection, still have something that keeps them, their interest and values. They evolve together so they don't have to disconnect. It signifies that a relationship no longer provides the same fulfillment it once did, and you may no longer be able to relate to them as you used to. This isn't necessarily negative. It simply indicates personal growth and change. Who does not want to grow and change to better? We got to change our circles. It's inevitable. This whole dynamic, even on this platform, is because of a change of circles. If I did not change my circles, I would have never met Justin. If I didn't change my circles, I would have never met Theo. I can't say that about Eric because he's been in the circle. So y'all know he's. I'm not the tugboat. I'm not the broken tugboat.
You're not the broken tugboat.
I'm not the never that.
No,
Never.
You're part of the Ring of Saturn.
I didn't sign up for that. I don't know that I signed up for it.
But it's up to him that it's his circle.
You're very aggressive. Why you gotta get up in the camera and tell me how you gonna hijack somebody into friendship? How does that work?
Eight already. It's 8.
Who does that?
I was quiet.
He put you in this circle.
Listen, I know punk. You ain't gonna thug up on me. I know where you live. I know how to find you.
I know where you live at too. I'll come up
And
there.
see, difference. I'm not.
God,
Nobody's gonna let you in my house. Your wife will let me in.
we got all of this. What's going on?
It's after 8:30. See, I was calm. All right.
All right. You know what? Since Theo said it, I'm gonna answer a question that Coach Lady Dawn just asked. She said, "Who doesn't want to grow?" Lily. Okay, I'm done.
So this, you know what's so crazy though is I really don't even know that. Like I said before, right? I don't know that I've ever outgrown friendships. I'm sure I have, but I don't know that it's in a way that is it just fades out, right? Like, you know, maybe me and the person don't talk as much as we used to, or we don't, but I don't know, like, and maybe it's because I don't know, like maybe it's because I don't care. I don't know, but I think the people that are my people have evolved with me, or they've evolved in their own way, and so we're just moving differently, but we still connect, and we connect differently, right? I think for me, I think for anyone that probably has dissolved out, because this is for me, right? I take the friend word very seriously. Right, so everybody is not a friend, and I actually had to grow out of this, because I used to actually tell people when they would be like, "Oh, friend," and I would be like, "No, you're an associate," right? But then I was like, you know what, that might not be too kind to tell people that they're not my friend.
That is the truth. Okay, but see right there,
Truth,
we
right?
have to be true up front because then we are creating false expectations and giving people placement in our lives that you really don't. So they're thinking, I'm friend number 4, and you really,
Yeah, you're an associate. But I learned how to do it in a more gentler way, right? But I don't consider everybody a friend, right? That's earned, right?
right, you have to put time in.
The people that are my friends are more like sisters, right? Like they're sister friends, So I have that category, and then I have people who are friends, right? But they might not be to that sister friend level. And then I have I don't really have like friends at work is not a thing for me, right? Anybody that I'm friends with at work, it kind of was like I think either Justin or Eric was saying where at first we just didn't even acknowledge each other, or talk to each other, and then we became like the best of friends, right?
You know, Justin.
Right. But even with that, I'm very conscious, and it's also probably because of the work that I do, right? Of that friendship stuff at work, because I know what can happen, right? And so I just think that some of us just take the friend thing for granted.
Well, I think I can agree with that because, and again, that's a part of this conversation because when we do take it for granted, again, we built up this expectation with people placing people in a space that we really don't support them being. People will say to me, "Oh, you have a lot of friends." I'm like, "No, I don't." And they're like, "Yes, you do. You know everybody." You got like, "No, I don't." Everybody that you see, I know a lot of people, but I don't have a lot of friends. I don't consider everybody around me a friend because everybody that's around me, everybody that's in this space is not here for my betterment, is not here for my good, is not here to support me, does not know the inner workings of me. If you're my friend, you will be able to go shopping for me. You would be able to go pick out, like you could order dinner for me. If you're my friend, that's how I take it with my friends, like because they know me
Like you know me,
and I could do the same for you. But this is why for me, I will correct a person early with that whole friend thing. I'm like, my friend circle is real small, and I know a lot of people. I'm acquainted with a lot of people. I have acquaintances, and I have some people that we flow in the same circle, but we're not friends. I'm aware we acknowledge each other, but a friend is someone who like you said, it's earned. It's time well spent. You've put it in together, and so we really have to start considering that number one, who is a friend and what's the status of that friendship. Like I said earlier, there are things. There's talking about the loyalty, talking about switching circles in this friendship. Why? Because there are levels in friendship. There's a friend versus the friendship. You're a friend, you're somebody I'm familiar with, so I can call you friend to a degree in certain spaces. Yeah. But have we built that ship? Have we added that on? Have we spent that time? Have we put that work in to develop? Because that ship on the end of friend, it makes a world of difference. Have we made mature adjustments? Excuse me. And again, and when we need to shift, can we accept those shifts without it being personal? Me and my best friend, as I've said before, one of them, she passed away earlier this year, beginning of the year. And the other one, she's alive, she's doing well and all that. But when we get together, people will be around her. They'll cling to her. People cling to me. I'll be off somewhere sitting, chilling. People will be up underneath her, and Eric has witnessed this in many levels, on both in my life and in my best friend Jay's godmother's life. People will be so busy trying to prove their space in our lives because they see the closeness that she and I have. Meanwhile, she nor I are ever worried about anybody. Like, there is no one who's coming between us. They're like, you can be her friend. They're like, oh, she's my best friend, and she my this, and she will stop them before they even finish their breath. She'll be like, no, hold up. no. That talk about me. That's my best friend. That's my ride or die. Like that, but in their mind, they are her best friend, and I'd be like, God, do all that. Do all the things. And I'm just sitting over there cool, and same thing with her. Because we're so locked in and secure in our friendship, our bond, our sisterhood, that it doesn't matter who else is your friend. It doesn't make a difference who else comes and go. People can think more highly of themselves that they want to. I'm like, I'm not competing for nobody with nobody. And that's one of the beautiful things I think in real authentic lifetime friendships is that you never have to prove who you are in the life of your friend. It will speak for itself, and they will correct the person on who you are before you have to correct them. I had to correct another close friend of mine who thought she was my best. I was like, oh, don't do that. I was like, oh, no. I was like, so it's not safe over here. Like, please don't come over here thinking, because she lives in another state. And so whenever she would come around, she'd try to be like that number one. I'd be like, oh, don't do that. This group is not safe. This group is not safe for your emotions. It's just, Eric, I'm like, no, because I'm not going to say that they're going to place you. They're going, but when you have built that tight relationship, you never have to defend it. You never have to compete for it. And again, that's a person who, for me, we will never outgrow our friendship, like ever, period. Like, we're going to be roommates in heaven. We already asked God. We got our room assignment stuff.
I mean, I feel like I'll tell you, like, one of my god sister, right? Like, literally, like we're like thick as thieves, right? Ride or die. To the point where even when, like, we would have, like, we're like sisters to the point where we would have like little disagreements, right? Where I'm still coming to our house, right? Like, I'm still like, I'm like, yo, when you over this and you want to talk about it, let's talk about it, right? I'm still coming there. I'm still coming to see the baby. I'm still coming to do whatever, right? Because we sisters, we friends, right?
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Exactly. Where are you going? Right? But like, I've even gotten to the point where sometimes when people will be like, oh, friend, I'll be like, well, why do you even like me? Right? Because that's the other thing. Sometimes I'm asking people, like, why would you want to be my friend? Right? Like help me understand. Like, why are you saying I'm your friend? Right? Because I think sometimes people just latch onto you, right? And sometimes it's like you got to help them figure out why they even thinking they're your person, or you're their person, right? I know I'm a cool person. I know people like me, but sometimes I want you to be clear as to why you want to be in my life in that way.
But I found that people generally, when that happens, because I've experienced that quite a bit, it's because of what they see in you.
No, I get it, but I want to make sure they understand what they see in me.
Right, but that's the thing. That it's not about, they don't see it the same way. They see it from their need, not from who you are. Because all they know is they see something in you that they need, and that's what they go after. It's not necessarily because of seeing you for who you are. They haven't gotten to that point yet. It's just because you provide something. And again, so they latch on thinking that they are a friend.
But that's why you need to ask the question, because you need to make sure that they understand that you see something in me, but you really need to get to know me to figure out if you really want to be my friend.
You have to have those clarifying moments.
Like I'm gonna give you an example. Like today, right? My friend Justin hit me up on text. Hey sis, how you doing? Haven't heard from you, right?
Justin, you right?
And I was like, oh, hey, right? That to me was like, yo, look, this is my brother. He checking in on me, right? For no reason, just to be like, yo, just checking in, seeing how you doing, right? To me, that's my friend. That's someone that has me on their, like, I crossed their mind and they reached out to say, hey, you crossed my mind, haven't heard from you, just checking in to see how you doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the crazy thing with that is, I will say this, and I think when we on the TikTok side, I've heard all of us in different groups say this. Bars says it. If you don't know Bars, like you need to get to know Bars. He's so dope.
Mhm.
Um, but it's funny that the people that we've met on social media or through social media have become more family. Like I consider Justin friend, and I know you don't need, like we call each other brother and sister, um, because of the connection, the instantaneous, authentic connection.
That's
So that, like, I realized I hadn't seen Justin or heard from him in a minute. Usually pop up somewhere, we see him, but I was caught up in my own stuff, and he got to me before, again, like you, like before I could get to him. That's right. Black everything. Bars is so dope. Oh, hey sis. Hey juggling mommy. How are you doing? Um, Justin Lily said, why are you my friend? It's funny how people, the connection, the authentic connection,
but I was gonna say it's that authenticity that's important.
and it doesn't feel, for me, it doesn't feel, I can honestly say these connections don't feel temporary. Justin said it once, I forgot on whatever live we were on, something that, we were talking, and I don't know, he mentioned my name, and he was like, and I agreed, because I said this too. It's almost like I don't remember you not being in my life.
Mhm.
Do you remember that? And I mean, I'm wording it a little differently, but I don't remember him like not being a part of my life, and so for that, he will always be. Now, everybody doesn't have that connection. When it's a connection like that, to me, that's something we will never outgrow. We will forever evolve together because of the authenticity of that, you know. But there are some people that I've known way longer than y'all that I don't even think about, honestly. Not on a day, not on a month to month. Like if I don't talk to you for 2 years, I wouldn't even really know, you know. Juggling mommy says she's doing well. I'm so glad, sis. She says she loves this topic. Thank you, sis. I be thinking that I be dropping the link in the other chat, and I'm sorry, y'all forgive me. I'm gonna do better about it. There's Justin Schmidt here too. Paris said True Dawn brought some people together. Listen, I realized that if I did not make space
Mhm.
in my life emotionally, like if I didn't put myself in a good emotional space, I would not have been able to connect with all of these crazy cool people, because I would not have known how to receive them, because they are more than friends, and that's the thing. We have to, and my final question to us is gonna, I'm kind of answering it right now. You have to make yourself available for what's next. And you do that also by acknowledging the people that you have outgrown, the spaces that you have outgrown. Because if you're still holding on to that and being obligated, like, I don't want to grow any further because if I blow up and I do this, they're not going to be able to go with me. You're stifling yourself, and then you will never get to the next and meet the people that are going to be a permanent part of your life, the people that are going to expand your growth and support your growth, the people, and that's why I say it's okay to outgrow some people. It's okay to outgrow some friendships. Take those lessons, good, bad, or indifferent. Use it as foundation, but then open yourself up to the next level of friendship.
Mhm.
We can all share in some, we are, I love what I do, and I'm learning to understand more what I do. Like I'm not always wanting to be upfront, but I'll be like the greatest supporter you ever had. I don't need to be up on the panel. I don't have to be like, I'm the background chick. I do it when I have to, but I love being able to bring us, you know what I'm saying, together, to give space for everyone to share and to talk and to have a real conversation about these things. And these are crazy cool people. This is my family, and this is what I say, like, this is family, and I know that if I ever, whatever I need, or if I ever need Paris is a mess.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm so thrown off. Said Eric is the anchor. We keep him under the tugboat. I can't. Juggling says you can outgrow a certain level of friendship and still be civil. Exactly. Let me read these few points. Now that she mentioned it, because I was go. There we go. It ain't a night if AJW don't.
Got on the glasses.
I just have to say that with these glasses on, y'all will have to lay off my brother.
Thank you. They bothering me.
I made him pull out the glasses now. Y'all know it's about to go down with Justin.
We gon' Nah, I ain't gonna even say that. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna take him on.
You can, oh man, I'm saying, we in toxic time. We on toxic time. But while Juggling mentioned the point of you can outgrow a certain level of friendship and still be civil, let me read these points about how to navigate outgrowing a friendship. Because I promise you, some of us, we're going to have to use them because when we start talking about, oh, this person is hating on me and that person is hating on me, so why are you still friends? Why are you still allowing them? If a person cannot support you in your endeavors, and that doesn't mean, oh, buy my lipstick or go buy my book, but if I can't add fuel to your fire in supporting you and watching you fulfill your purpose, then why are we friends? So it says in navigating the outgrowing of a friendship, number one, acknowledge that it is normal. Acknowledge it's normal. Okay, to Juggling's point, recognize that people naturally grow and change, and friendships don't always last forever without a dramatic event like a fight. It doesn't have to be something dramatic. It can just be we've outgrown, it's run its course. Okay? Second, be realistic. Assess the friendship as it is now, rather than how it used to be. And that's to Coach Theo's point about, being stuck. We sharing the same story 11 times. No, let's assess what is our friendship about right now. Not the things we did in the past. Those are wonderful memories. But what are we doing now to create a new dynamic? Focus on authenticity. Prioritize maintaining your own authenticity. Even means changes to your social circle. Stay who you are. Don't change because of the circle. Change your circle. Remain who you are. Don't change because of your circle. Change your circle. Get to the circle where you can be 100% who you are. Okay, it says let go with kindness. We're going to exercise this tonight. We're going to let go with kindness. Justin took his class.
Now we're going to let go. Now
we're going to go in our soft girl and soft guy era. We're going to go with kindness. Oh, Lord. Okay, let me read this fast because Justin has his glasses back on and we know what happens. You can let the friendship fade naturally, or if needed, have an open and honest conversation with your friend. Let go with kindness, Justin. Let go with kindness. You can let the friendship fade naturally. You ain't gotta. Or you can have an open and honest conversation with your friend. Just with your friend. And then it says create space for new connections. And that is kind of to Theo's point of I don't need no new friends. Let go of old relationships that no longer serve you to make room for new friendships that are better fit for your current self. So those are some of the tips and things and ways of how we can navigate this thing of outgrowing friendships and detaching without causing damage and drama. Now let's see. Lily said, Justin, take them glasses off. He's not going to do it. Paris says, we can't use an Eric analogy. We are all different cruise ships, but we can travel the same seas at different times. Eric is Carnival and we are Seaboard. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. He already said he is Sir Eric, Queen Anne,
Queen
Mary of the
and
Royal
Sea.
Crib.
Right.
Top tier classes, baby.
And Justin is not taking off his glasses, so y'all are in trouble in his last few moments. But again, I thought this conversation was important for us to have during this time because as we are exiting this year, and Justin, you ain't got to take them off. As we are exiting this year, I don't believe in resolutions and all that other stuff. I'm just like, do whatever's best for you. Do what you need to do. Do what you know you need to do. Okay, my only resolve is to have a resolve. That's my resolve. That's my resolution, is to have a resolve. And in that, understand that you have changed. We are none of us are the same, and we are forever going to change. And it is okay to let go. We say we let go of places. When an apartment gets too small, what happens? We move, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why if a car gets too small, what is it? We need a bigger one. As we grow, we need more, right? A fish, is a fact, will only grow as big as the bowl that it's in. If you take it out of the small bowl and put it into a tank, it will grow. It will grow even more. Do not be afraid to come out of the spaces that you have outgrown, including friendships. It doesn't mean that it has to be harsh. Doesn't mean that there's no love. It doesn't mean that there's bad people. It doesn't mean that something traumatic has to happen. We don't have to wait for traumatic things to happen before we detach and before we move forward. Let me see what they're saying in the comments here because they're going in. And then I have a final question that I want to ask you guys. Wait a minute. Juggling says outgrowing isn't a bad thing. Exactly.
It's not.
And that's what Dr. E said earlier. Celebrate the fact that you have grown and celebrate each other's growth. I'm glad to see you guys grow. I am so excited and proud of Justin for, he's a certified life coach. I can say when I met him, he wasn't that. He wasn't that yet. He may have been, he became that. Watching him evolve into that is a beautiful thing. I think me and Theo were screaming probably louder through text messaging that we even knew what to do. We were so proud and happy. It's like it's major. Celebrate that. And with that, his circles have to change. And watching him grow and evolve, it is a beautiful thing. And it's an inspiration and an encouragement. It is forcing me to even get more on my grind about finishing up my stuff because I got 69 schools at one time, but I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there because I'm supporting everybody else. That's why, but I got to focus on me. But again, outgrowing something is not a bad thing. I'm so glad that you outgrew that space of, I don't know if complacency is the right word. I'm glad that you believed in yourself enough to know that you could do this. You deserved it. You earned it. And it's who you are. And now he is it. He is. Can put it behind his name. Okay. Documented and all. Certified life coach, Mr. Courageous Vulnerability. Period. So outgrowing things is not the same. And there are people that he will, as we change, our circles change and we evolve even more. Let's see. Paris says, went to my girlfriend's wedding and her coworker went in on how close they were. It was hilarious because I know it was a one-sided best friendship. We still laugh about it. Yeah, again, speaks to some people think you are greater than who you are in our lives. And this is why I try to cut that off. No, we make it our business to cut it off in the beginning. Like, please don't place yourself in a space that I will have to remove you from. Because, Eric, he's about his ring of Saturn. I don't know how I got it in there, but, we don't know. I'm just playing. I'm sorry. Paris says, roommates in heaven. Yes, me and my best friend are roommates in heaven. We have made an agreement. We talked to God. We prayed about it. He said it's okay. Juggling says, growth requires changes. Yes, many changes. Many changes. So one day I'll get the book feedback. You will, Lily. Oh, snap, Lily. I got you. I'm sorry. You right. No, you right. I got you. I never sent it. I finished it. I never sent it. I'm going to get my life together. But I love you. I love you. Says certified life headache. Oh, my. Okay. All right. So for those of you, we hope this conversation has been an enlightenment to you, adding a little nuggets of knowledge as you go forward. Because you need to prepare yourself for next year and decide on who you taking with you to the next level. What friend? What you gonna use your phone a friend? Who you gonna phone? What lifeline you gonna use? So
Ghostbusters.
what you say?
Huh?
What you say?
I said Ghostbusters.
I said, Eric, I will scratch you. So my last question or thought is, as we're going forward, and as you're thinking about how you relate to people and the relationships, the friendships you have, um, do you? Because this is a good thing to consider. I had to think about this myself because this will change the spaces of where we put people at and really help us to decide whether this is someone who you perceive yourself to outgrow eventually, or if this is someone who, as Dr. E put it earlier, reason, a season, or a lifetime. And the question is, do you leave room for your friendships to change and evolve? We talk about boxing each other into, this is the way I was introduced to you. This is the way that I got to know you. But is this the only way that I know you? Do you leave room in chat? You can answer this as well. Do you leave room for your friendships to change and evolve? If so, how? And if not, why? Now, while you're answering this question, you can also give your final thoughts and comments. And we're going to start. I don't know who wants to start. It doesn't matter.
I'll start.
Okay.
Um, yes, I do leave room for my friends to grow. And I know how to do that because I realize how much um I've grown, and I realize how much change is required within growth. And so if I am calling someone a friend, then I'm what I love is who you are, not what you are.
Hmm.
And a lot of growth is what you are and what you become, but not necessarily who you are at your core. Because who you are at your core, you're gonna be that um from the associate's degree to the doctorate. You know what I'm saying? And so um I want to see my friends growing. I'm a person that I chase growth. I chase trying to be more. Um, and so most of the people who have sat within that friend space, they never made it because they didn't never hop on the ship. But those who have sat in that friend space, a lot of times that stuff grows apart because I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be considered that good entertaining friend for a while, but eventually, like I got to go get something. I got to go figure some things out. I got to go, I got reading to do. I got stuff to write. And because of the type of thinker I am, sometimes I just have to sit in silence and not and try to slow my mind down, and that requires me to just like I'm not calling, I'm not responding. Like I'm legitimately just trying to slow my mind down. And so the people who gonna stick around with me is the people who can understand that it's absolutely nothing personal. Um, and so I'll use the next minute or 25 seconds to answer Lily's question. She said, "Why are you my friend?" And it is because I love you so much that I'm going to stick around to continue to grab the stuff off of the top shelf for you. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Only family. Only family does these type. It be your own people. Your own people. I love that. Let's see. Welcome in, Moose. How you doing, beloved? How are you? Thank you for coming on in. I love it. I love it. And I love it. Let's see. Juggling says, before we move on to Coach Steele, I'm going to repeat the question for those else who may want to chime in and chat. And it's simply, do you leave room for your friendships to change or evolve? If so, how? And if not, why? And we're asking how and why because your answers, your insight, your information is going to help someone else understand how to navigate this space and what it should look like, and to know that there are some normal things that should be done. Juggling says, yep, and give grace, period. She says, then I shed and move on. And she says, I'll show it in my response and interactions. Okay, got it. Okay, so that's another way, guys. Grace, shed and move on. Show it in how you respond and your interactions. Oh, sorry, y'all. Scared my own stuff. My fringes was touching me. Lily said, oh, Justin. You said, wow, I thought it was going to be nice. Well, it was for a minute, and then it kind of went left. Coach Theo, do you leave room for your friendships to change and evolve? And if so, how? And if not, why?
I I definitely leave room for my friendships to grow and evolve. And I do so because I understand that not everyone may want to grow, right? And that is their choice and their decision, right? And so um, that just means that I may love you differently, or our friendship may go in a different direction, right? I don't necessarily believe that, like I said when we started, I have friends that I've been friends with since seventh grade, right? And their growth is going to look different, right, than my growth. That just means that doesn't mean we grow apart. It just means that now our friendship may also evolve in a different way, right? I know right now if I call my best friend, and she is my best friend since seventh grade, right now, and I need her, she's there, right? But we have kind of moved in different directions, right? That doesn't mean she loves me any less and I love her any less. It just means that our growth journey looks differently, right? So I allow people to grow in the way that they want to or choose to grow.
Okay.
I mean that because everybody's not built the same way. So I think it's like juggling mommy said, right? There's a level of grace that you have to give to individuals. And then you have to decide how you're going to navigate the friendship because it's really up to you to make that choice. I'm not going to let somebody else make that choice for me,
Right.
right? So I don't, if you are my friend, then you're my friend. We just may interact differently. But I don't cut people off. I think people may have outgrown me and I may not even know it. I may not even realize it, right? But that's okay.
Yeah,
But
it's a matter of, like you said, grace. I'm heavy on grace.
yeah, like I'm heavy on grace. Like I totally realize that not everybody want has it in them or even has that desire. Some people are content where they're at. It's not up to me to tell them that they need to grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is absolutely okay, and it's all right for listen, let's love people where they are, and leave them room to be who they are, because we don't want to be boxed in.
Yeah.
Um, come on, E. Tell us, Terrence says, congratulations. That's right, says, tell him, congratulations, congratulator, succeeder, succeed on, succeeder. So, Eric, tell us, do you leave room for your friendships to change and evolve? If so, how? If not, why?
I do leave room for my I do leave room for my friendships to grow and evolve. Because it's important that if you're my friend, that we 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 see life the same way. We want the best for each other, so we'll grow together. Um, I don't want. I mean, I've closed doors on relationships just because they needed to be closed, or sometimes you have to cut loose the dead weight. And in order for you to rise up, you got to cut loose the dead weight. So yeah, that basically, I'm not gonna go into a whole breakdown
Okay.
and so forth. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
No, that's good. That's fine, and it could be just as simple as that, and that's okay too, And I love that. Thank you guys for your shares. Juggling Mommy says, "Yep, I'm a long life friend, and we just change how we move as we grow." I love that. Now I can say that. I feel like, juggling, another one. Love her. Love my the real ones, fam. Awesome group of people. Love y'all for life. And it's like locked in. I say there's one way in with me and no way out. When I consider you my friend, you are not just my friend, but you're a family. I take friendships very seriously. Um, at the core of everything I do, at the core of every relationship that I have, I require friendship. As a matter of fact, I thrive off of friendship, you know,
Yep.
um, because I need that. That ship means something. And there's a difference between a friend and friendships. We have to put in the time to develop the ship part. We gotta put in that time to put it together. Again, we have to make mature adjustments. Um, accept where we are without making it personal. Understand that there are levels in friendship, and understand that switching circles is okay and
Mm-hmm.
necessary. And the number one point of loyalty is to yourself first, to thine own self. Be true.
Yeah.
You have to be authentic. Lily says, "I'm big on friendship." Yeah, friendship is not. I don't take that. So I can deal with breaking up in a relationship, but most of the people I've dated, I'm still friends with because there was something that secured our friendship. That made us friends. I'm not saying we don't. The access isn't the same and all of that. It's an adjustment, but that friendship piece is major. It's really important. It's not as simple as we think. But even with that being said, um, outgrowing some friendships is normal and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's perfectly fine to do. When something is no longer serving you, Lily says, "And I love my new circle and we love you." She said, "They can't leave me or I'm going to crash out." There's no crashing out. We got you. We in this together for life. One way in, no way out. That's right. The real ones. And that's just what it's about. So, guys, again, for me, I'll be honest. I didn't always leave room for my friendships to change and to evolve. I didn't. Um, I used to keep people in a particular way because this is the way I met you. This is the way I know you. This is how you show up in my life. And you are my constant. This is what I know I can depend on you for. I didn't leave you room to be anything else, to be anything more. I really couldn't handle you being anything less. But I didn't always leave space for people to evolve and become more to me. That's right. There is no leaving. I'm not a flat leaver. I stay to the bitter end. I probably stay longer in things than I should. I can't deal with it. Eric, since I was
Hey,
told,
Paris is sending you a hug.
okay, she's sending you a hug. Look at that. But I'm one who I hang in there until till the wheels fall off, and then I'll get more. But I didn't always leave room for my friendships to grow. Again, I was secure in you occupying this space in my life, and I was fearful of you becoming anything else because I didn't know how I would then fill the void of what you were to me. And I was afraid of being disappointed in you not being able to fulfill what else might be needed. So I didn't always,
So
you know.
when did that change for you?
It changed for me, honestly, as life changed. A lot of that change took place when I had my son
Mm,
because I realized that I needed more out of, I've never known how to ask for help. I've always been hyper independent.
mm,
Um, so I've never known how to ask for help.
mm,
Um, I had to learn how to humble myself in that way Realize, Dawn, you're great. Yep, you already know. You are the greatest, Dawn. But even in all that greatness doesn't mean you don't need anyone.
Mm.
And you are doing a disservice not just to yourself, but you're offending other people by not allowing them to be what you need in their life. And God really had to deal with me about it. So at that point is when I started learning how to leave room for my friends and friendships to evolve into something different. And I think if I'm honest, another part of it wasn't just external, it was the internal, because then I also felt like now the heavier thing is you're going to be expecting more out of me. And I don't want to disappoint you in being less, in being less than what you need. I never want to disappoint my friends. Like I can't do it. It breaks my heart when that happens. So by keeping those boundaries up, it did more harm than good. I wasn't growing, so I had to come out of that space, come out of that box and start to say like, yeah, I don't know nothing about this baby that I just had. I don't know who this human being is. I don't know how to do this mother thing. I'm figuring it out day by day. We're learning, and still 23 years later, I'm still learning. I wake up every day. I don't know who you are, sir. I don't know who you are today. I just met you. Every day would mean somebody different. Because again, I don't even know who I am today. But again, if I'm being honest, again, I didn't always leave that room for people to be something more to me than their introduction.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I've learned I look forward. I don't put boundaries on people. I don't box anybody in. Mm-hmm. I love this space of leaving room for evolution and change, because now I'm more excited to see what we're going to be by the time our friendship continues to evolve and to grow and to change, and what we're becoming and how we are bonding. Even you and me, Theo, you and Dr. E is like, I call her my midwife.
Oh yeah.
I'll be in a space where you don't let me just remain in this space. Like, no, sis, you're going to, like, you walk with me through this journey, even though sometimes it's hard and it's emotional and I have my moments, but you guys are there, and one thing is you are pulling and pushing the other parts of me out at the same time. And I know that I'm in a safe space and I can be vulnerable enough to let you guys do that, which is something that I've never done before, but I feel safe enough to let it happen. So from the personal side or from the inside, because it's not always the external, so it's the internal. I'm speaking from the internal side. I have learned now how to leave room for friendships to grow, connecting with the real ones, all of them, this whole group. I'm like, I don't even know how I got here, but I'm here, and being with them, watching how the writing goes, and just the love, the bond, the family. It's opening me up to trusting people who some spaces I've never seen in person. We've never breathed the same air in the room, but yet I'm safe and I know that. And I love the push and the pull, because just like you're evolving, so am I. I'm learning how to evolve by supporting, So again, in the space of outgrowing friendships, it's okay to outgrow friendships. Doesn't mean the friendship has to be over. Maybe we just outgrew this level.
Yeah.
And there's another level that we have to get to. So I want you guys to keep this in mind as you go forward for the rest of this year, as you're making your shopping list of things you need to do and people you need to see and places you need to go. Make sure that you are taking an honest look at who you have on your list, who you want to bless, who you want to be with, and who you need to serve and who can serve you for your next. Douglas says you're a human. Also, things like that, shapes of friendship. Exactly. Don't be afraid to change shapes. So it's been a great conversation, guys. I want to thank y'all. We thank you. Thank you. Exactly, juggling. Real friendships go through trials and tribulations. firm believer that love and friendship are not, they're not truly love and friendship until they're tested.
That exactly.
Learn what the capacity is. So we thank you guys for tuning in with us tonight on this conversation. I think this was really good. And we are making a great exit out of 2025 because we are setting ourselves up for an amazing 2026. Listen, join us next Thursday. We're going to be on here talking about growing through grief because everyone, we love you, Moose. You already know, beloved. Because everyone is not celebrating during the seasons and the holidays, but it's not just about grief. It's so much more than loss of a person. There are people, places, and things that we have lost that we are still grieving. And we want to learn how to grow through that. In this season of celebration, we still have something to be happy for, right? And then the following week, this is going to be real good. So I need everybody. Moose, Juggling, I'm going to need Lily, need all y'all up here for this one. This is going to be good on 12/18. We can talk about Teach Me to Love You. Who's ready for that? I'm ready. Teach Me to Love You. And then on Christmas, it's a Thursday night. Y'all don't have to be here, but I'm going to show up because, again, some people might be home by themselves. Some people might need some talking to. Some people just might need some company, so we'll be here. So anyway, guys, we love you, appreciate you. Tune in with me tomorrow over on the other side of the street at 12:30. I will be sharing, well, maybe 12:30. I might have to push it to 8 o'clock because I got to go in my office tomorrow, which is unusual for me. But stay tuned. Come over and get your 30 minutes of encouragement on spirit with spirituality with me, Elder Dawn B, on the Sheila Ingram Ministries Network. And with that, we want to wish you all a great night. Grow in grace, grow in love, and don't forget to grow in your friendships. Have a good night, everybody.
Fortunately, blessings are not ignoring. You mellow, so focus on scoring. Got your underperforming. I never expect something, never assume nothing. Judging me for my past, but that's why I'm triumphant. I don't demand, I know where I stand like engineer hands. Watch how my life pans. That game plan, show out like a jotter, pop out like a cutter.